Hello, everybody, and welcome to a long overdue of Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling video. I've added a few things since the last video, which feels like forever, and just wanting to bring back the series and making a little bit of content here before the end of the year. Now, like I mentioned, I'm going to go through with what I've added in the series. So I know I've mentioned not adding a child promotion for a while within the series because of we were going down like $1 million or like close to $1 million, and it also takes $1 million to run a child promotion. But in this case, we'll see how far we can go. I've added a child promotion called Cheesehead Wrestling. I will show that very shortly. Thought to kind of keep it within Wisconsin theme, and one of the nicknames for Wisconsin is the Cheeseheads from Green Bay Packers. Theme, meme, or nickname of, Green Bay Packers Cheeseheads are also known for that as well. And also that we are a dairy state and we are known for making cheese. And so Cheesehead Wrestling is the child promotion, so we are the parent, Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling, and Cheesehead Wrestling is the child promotion, which is the way to put it as is like NBA and NBA G League. You got the main roster in the NBA, Milwaukee Bucks, and then underneath there is the Wisconsin Herd. That's the G League. That is the NBA affiliate team for the Wisconsin Milwaukee Bucks. That is called Wisconsin Herd in Wisconsin. So, even though not all G League teams are in the same state as the NBA team, but lucky enough for Wisconsin, they have made it that way. But also within the game, as you kind of see to the right with this local indie holds wrestling show, they did add kind of a little bit of an update to that. If people don't have contracts, to implement them in local indie shows, that way they have matches under their belt and their attributes can be going up or going down. So far the attributes of my superstars have been going up, which is great. With that being said, all promotions, so we do have all the states in it as well, but one thing in between California and Colorado, Cheesehead Wrestling. Now, you may think Waylon Justice and Wade Hyde, they are on the roster for Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling. Yes, they are. There is a button that you can choose that I will show as well of sending them to development. Now, Waylon Justice and Wade Hyde recently got signed with us within the year of the game. That it is already 2023 in the game. We started at 2021 in the game, and we are June of 2023, and so I've sent these down for development, that they will, attributes will get upgraded because everyone else is kind of in a storyline. I could put these two in a storyline, face and heel, but with the amount of storylines that I do have and the time slots and everything, it's really cutting it close to filling up the 3 hours that I have per show, which I have two of. One with the lower card people, or they all have, their separate of lower main event and stuff like that in both of them. It's not like the other series where they're all lower card, and as soon as they get like a title defense, they're going up, their rankings. This has already main event, lower card, mid card, upper mid card, and main event. So they both have their differences within that. But within how many storylines I have with how many wrestlers that I have, which is 43, the time slot for the maximum amount of time that I can plan things, with having like 10-minute matches or it's kind of like 5-minute matches, which are now turned into 10-minute matches, and then you have promos and angles that are, either 5 minutes for like two superstars having a promo within 10 minutes and stuff like that. So overall, in general, just kind of evaluate the time and everything, and keeping the storylines flowing, because it's one event per month, which I have two brands now, of red and a white brand. So kind of keeping those along and trying to do the best as possible to keep the show flowing, having good ratings and all that stuff. So these two are sent for the development. When you go to roster, you can see Aaron Carrasco. There's these buttons on the bottom. I can release him, fire him, release him. The contract is gone. Renegotiate, so I'm renegotiating the contract. And then send to development, which is what I did with Wade and Waylon. I changed the push, so he's already a main event, so if I were to change the push, it would just like kind of hurt our relationship a little bit, but he would still stay within the promotion, because he's a 95 star power. He's started at a 95, now he's a 95.4, so he does have that star power. He's got decent wrestling skill. Psychology is improved. 82.6 that he started off, and now he's a 85.3. So overall, everything's been improving. 23 years old, so I've been kind of going for young people, but there's kind of a mixture of some, from like 21, 19 to 30-year-olds. Try not to make it too high of age. And then, announcers, referees, it can fluctuate from age and everything, because they aren't really doing, the bumps, the high flyers, and jump from the top rope and stuff. So if I were to hit send to development, that's where they would go, to the Cheesehead Wrestling promotion. So that is what I've added. And then also I changed everyone to a written contract. I know I was slowly adding the written contracts, whether it be like 1 to 3 people, throughout the time of adding them slowly. I've just decided to add them all to written contracts, because with adding this child promotion, we're going to need as much revenue within merchandise as possible. So we're going to go to finances real quick. And as you can see, our negative 600 throughout this whole entire time, whether it be 626 to as low as 621, 617. So that's been kind of the range. And I haven't added any superstars, haven't done anything. And now with adding developmental is going to be something, which is going to be $1 million to run the child promotion, plus their salaries. So that's going to divvy it a lot. And tickets have been rising up. We've been now getting to the part where tickets and everything, we are in profit when it comes to that. But overall, as a promotion, we are not in profit yet. But hoping that, this will kind of let it grow a little bit, and the promotion in itself, with the child promotion, kind of rise, and we will eventually get money. And we do have those sponsor boosts, the 70, 80, 90% boosts of getting 250 $1,000 for 70 and above, 500,000 from 80 and above, and 90 and above is $1 million. To 100% is $1 million. So, plus we're getting sponsorship money, and then merchandise is probably going to go up a little bit too as well, with adding everybody in written contracts. Because if they were pay per appearance, they don't sell merchandise. If they are written contract, it's kind of like we have rights to sell merchandise and stuff like that. So nearly you're supposed to wait until you're at a certain time with overall popularity, but I've kind of boosted it up a bit because it will take basically forever, because as I'm learning within the game too as well, and I've said this before, that I found out through people, whether it's their Discord or their Steam profile within this game, that in order to get popularity in the other 5 continent division areas, is you have to have your promotion within that area in order to get those popularity boosts of your overall rating. Like right now, if we go back to the office, as it's loading, overall that our popularity boost is 8.4 within North America, because we are in North America, United States, and so on and so forth. But we've had a couple of boosts where we've had Latin America for 0.1. Europe's not one. I know. Oceania, which I feel like is like Australia a little bit, and Antarctica down there. So we got 0.1 from there. And then we got one for Asia. I was been kind of, picking ones to add in Africa and Europe are the ones that we don't have as of yet, so to speak. So overall, in general, just trying to do our best and trying to get a network deal, which we won't get for a while. So overall, in general, let's just, move on to the next event, the first show and the main show for June. So we're gonna simulate to the day before. We're probably gonna get like maybe an email and a push or something in between there, or some medical check on Mondays if we do. I put in the work and I deserve a push. I would like to receive a push sometime. Yeah, I've been putting in the work, but your upper mid card, do you? I'll accept it. So, because her tag team partner Abby Perry is in the main event section. So then we got some stuff here. Tennessee, North Dakota holds their events. And then some people entering the world. We could check them out. So it was Julius. We'll go back to the office and look at their names real quick. So it was Malcolm, Arturo, David, Josiah, and Julius. I think I'm going to do David, Josiah, Doyle, and Julius Daniels, just to try to make it quick. So we're going to look for Julius Daniels. He's 24. Star power of 65. 3 wrestling skill. He is a wrestler. They all start within less than a year when they get entered. 0 commentary, 0 agent. I can shortlist him and see what happens. as he progresses. He's got 92 stamina, 61 safety, entertainment of 42. So it's like we could, sign him and then send him to development, but not just trying to do that right away. And then there was another one. Side Doyle, he is 33, he's got 66, 35 wrestling, entertainment, 80, 84, selfish and power. We kind of have a lot of those, so not trying to diss on his abilities. Then we have Mr. David Rowland. He's 28, he's got 38, 53 wrestling skill. He just wants power. That's kind of like what his attribute is. So he's got decent. Should have looked at this stuff, but he's decent in Africa and Asia. The rest of it is kind of mediocre when it comes to that. Obviously, we kind of try to boost his North American. He's got stamina of 92, intimidation of 71, so it's like he could be. He's bulky. He's a featherweight, so he's pretty light. In that regards, and he's below average height, so it's not like he would be a monster. He would just be like a cocky or arrogant person. But just start to, kind of look at these guys to see if they've entered into the world. But we're gonna go right to the events. Then we'll friends with Utah. So, and also the good thing is that with our Cheesehead promotion, no one has left, so I don't have to reset anything. We're just gonna kind of look. Okay, so they moved them both to main event, even though they're upper and lower card. So, I wonder if it's based off of me sending people for, probably have to add the other titles because I maybe forgot to put ownership for the titles. Let's do that real quick and then we'll kind of get into yeah, I didn't add those yet. It'll be pretty quick because it's pretty close. Then alphabetical. That's Connecticut, so I've had that one, that one, that one. Cheesehead. Women's tag. And if there's any titles, whether it be for any state or with this Cheesehead, promotions or whatnot, if there's anything you could think of something fun to add to the promotion, whether it be titles or whether it be, kind of like maybe a pay-per-view, so to speak, that you're thinking of, because eventually I'm going to add pay-per-views to it where these shows are kind of like weekly shows, and then add like a pay-per-view, like for this type of thing, it'd be once a quarter, like every 3 months. So to start off with after like this coming up year, and then try to see if it'll pick up from there. So we'll simulate to the next day. Okay. And like I mentioned, they have local indie shows, so these people that aren't on contract on anybody else, they will have matches at a local indie show. So that's actually kind of cool that it is implemented. So promises. Gotta see what they are. Spires I don't have to see. So a push for Aubrey and a promise for a title win for Riley. It's in August. Okay, so we have a couple months for that. Alright. Let's see if there's any. So I've added the titles. The rosters, them two still. Has anything changed? Okay. So it has changed because he's been in a few matches with Van Duan Conte because of another superstar being injured, and he was in a storyline with Nixon Shepard, which has been doing pretty well too as well. So he's got some star power that gained 0.2 from. His wrestling ability went up pretty quick, but we're going to get into the event. That's already pre-booked. We're going to start the show right away. Because like I mentioned, max time of 5 minutes. I was kind of doing like 5-minute matches and 10-minute angles. But then I kind of was like, okay, we could do 10-minute matches, 10-minute angles, and kind of, try to max out the time and stuff like that. But overall, then it's kind of, try to use less wrestlers and increase the time because they've been in the profession for 2 years. So I'm going to try to implement that. And starting right off the bat, we've got a Killian James and Ryan Dominguez, a new, so to speak, storyline, as Takaru Sugawara was with Killian James, and that was just not, fluctuating well. So then I kind of just, deleted it, so to speak, and gonna start off with Ryan Dominguez. They've wrestled before when it was kind of like that tournament to see who would get that contract, where some of them I kept and some of them I didn't, if they lost, because if I had a plan for them in the near future, I was gonna keep them, but if I didn't have a plan, I was just gonna erase them, and some of them had a bunch of promotions they signed with anyway. So they both gained 0.2 out of it, which is very good. Killian James makes his entrance. His star power adds to it. He also talks, and so his star power adds to that as well. Then he's cutting a promo, and his gimmick adds well to it, and his star power to make it a 72. Then Ryan Dominguez makes an entrance. The star power of Ryan Dominguez adds to it, and then he also cuts a promo on Killian James where the star power of both of them add to it. So that dropped it down a little bit. Otherwise it was increasing, and then I guess his promo skills is not as good. So it ends up being a 70, but it was a 91 true segment score, which isn't that bad. So then we'll go to the next segment, which is their match, because Ryan Dominguez was like, yo, Killian James was kind of offering a open challenge because he wasn't in a storyline, and was going to ask anybody in the back right away at the start of the show of who's gonna take the challenge. And Ryan Dominguez is the one that answered before they had decent chemistry. So overall in general, I was like, might as well put them together in the near future, which now is the near future of putting them together, because they do have decent chemistry as opponents, and it helped match quality, even though it was a 38% match quality with a negative half star result. But Killian James had a boost of his gimmick, his start power. He was struggling for breath. Star power of Dominguez. He was struggling for breath. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. Camera and stage quality. The stage looked good. not quite the world quality caliber, and then the camera quality limits our possibility audience satisfaction. I've been kind of trying to improve it, slowly but surely. Killian James gets the win. He gains 0.2, and then Ryan Dominguez loses 0.1. Out of it, the vocal crowd were in love with the segment. So a true segment score of a 59%, 43 final score, and then we had an absolute value of 64% with the crowd reaction. Next segment is a angle involving Luister Iwila. He's not really in anything, so we just decided to add a video of him, which gains it a 72%. True segment score of 93, 72% final score. Then we move on to Jada Wagner and Deborah Cherry. The good looks of Jada Wagner added to the match. Deborah Cherry had a boost of her gimmick. She was struggling for breath. The vocal crowd were in love with it. Deborah Cherry did the heavy lifting. And then stage camera quality stays the same. Jada loses 0.1. Deborah Cherry gains 0.2. Deborah Cherry wins. 38% match quality with a negative half star. And then 55 true absolute value with the 37 final score with the 52% true segment score. Then we go on with Zerub Van Kirk and Bo Davies. They have been a tag team called the King of the World. Now, they've been having fights with the Cruz brothers. They've been able to dominate the Cruz brothers, and then they were also in battles with the Athlete Central, and they cannot get it done with Athlete Central. Athlete Central has been the force. As soon as they've won those tag team titles, no one has ever been able to take him off of the Athlete Central. So, they also tried each other solely to face Javon and Jaden, not Jada, Cooper and Ibori to get the every event title in a fatal 4-way. That didn't even get that done to either of them getting the title or even Jaden getting the title. Javen has kept that title ever since as well. So Zerub's kind of like, I've been pinning the people, I've been finishing off the matches, been doing my part in this group, you've been slacking. So he makes an entrance. He talks about Bo Davies as he was kind of his tag team partner. The good looks of Bo Davies added to it. Then Bo Davies, makes his entrance, and they, have words back and forth with each other, but it's like Zerub's not talking, and then Bo Davies, talks about Zerub. It's like, yeah, you have finished the matches, you have gained the pins, but maybe I've done all the heavy work, and you've been just doing the finishing move, and then pinning them and stealing my pins, that I could be pinning the opponent for getting our wins, but instead it's you, and all that stuff, and his good looks adds to it. And then Zerub is just like attacking him, just, going at it with each other, but Zerub is like full out like, I've had enough of your BS, and full out attacks him. And then afterwards, it was kind of, it's mild, but Bo Davies was gonna need medical attention after what Zerub did to him. So he receives that medical attention at the end there. So the true segment score of 76 with the 59% overall final score. Then we got Mr. Butch Taylor Oscar Shaw. Butch Taylor has not been able to win. He's been, being a guy that, has been trying to do as much as he can, but he hasn't been able to get it done. Oscar Shaw has won the match. He had a boost of his gimmick, star power, and good looks of him. They've been both struggling for breath. Butch's selling skill raises the match quality. As always, he puts a huge effort, explosive style. Both crowd were in love with the segment. It didn't feel like anyone had the psychology knowledge to put the match of this length together, causing it to fall apart. So they had a 21 match quality with a negative 2.5 star. Match. Oscar Shaw gained the point 2. Working with Butch helped everyone learn in this segment. They had a 71 true absolute value calculation with a segment score of 61, but with the calculations of a 44 final score. Moving on to the angle of Emmett Rozzi and Billy Klein. They engage in a brawl in the back. A very few were offended by the 11th of violence because it was mild. The badass gimmick of Emmett Rozzi worked well with the story beat. The star power and the good looks of Emmett added to it. They had a true segment score of 98% with a 75% final score. Riley McCarthy versus Lucia Alves. Riley McCarthy is also involved with the stable with D'Angelo and Richards for the millionaire kind of gimmick. But she is, getting some matches in and facing Lucia Alves that doesn't have anybody at the moment to have a feud with. So they've been going at it with each other. Riley McCarthy won this time around. Riley had a boost of her gimmick. The intimidating presence of Riley added to it. She was strong for breath. Same with Lucia. She was struggling for breath at the end. Star power and good looks of Lucia added to it. Both crowd were in love with it. Stage looked good, but not quite world caliber. Camera quality. Then Riley McCarthy popularity changes to 0.2 added to it, and Alves negative 0.1. 65 crowd reaction, true segment score, and then negative 1/2 with a 39% match quality, and 60% true segment with a 44% final score. Then we have the match that will be made for a future event, whether it be the next week or the next 2 weeks. They will be, going at it with each other. But Davies is interviewed by Cody, talking about Sarah, on why did he attack him? Like, what is going on? And then Cody Horn makes that match announcement. And true segment score of 52 with a 40% final score on that. Then we got the angle of Mariah Jose Ferrari and Dana Rocha. They both gained 0.2 from it. Mariah Jose Ferrari talks about Dana, and then she cuts a promo on Dana to increase it to a 73%. A true segment score of 95, and a final score of a 73%. And the main event is 2 storyline gimmicks added together. We have Nunes and McLean that are going at it with each other, and then Journey Witt and Molly King are going at it with each other. And the heels have kind of won this one. Molly King pinned her person. The star power of Journey Wit added to it. The intimidating presence of Nunez. Journey Wit was strong for breath at the end. Molly King had a boost of her gimmick. Star power of her. The intimidating presence of her added to the match. And then Brielle added a boost. Molly was strong for breath at the end. Full crowd were in love with it. Molly did the heavy lifting. Stage quality and camera quality stayed the same. Journey Wit lost .1. Nunez didn't lose anything. Molly King gained .4. And McLean gained .2. So they had a 57% calculation with the crowd reaction, 73% the match quality, with a 3-star match, and a 44 final score with the 60% true segment score. And the show, the 59%. Gain .3 on it, so unfortunately we do not gain any money from that event, with it being a 59%. It is the next day. We will see what we got. So they did sell out with 500, getting that $5,250 within ticket sales. And then we'll kind of see if there's like any merchandise kind of I guess they don't show until the end of the month, and as of right now with sponsorships it is $700, so it hasn't probably gone all the way up, so we're probably getting $700 per show, or unless if it's like the riskiness of that mild attack, but we still have the end of the month. To see the final money. So as this is simulating, we will find out what has happened throughout the world in this game. It is Friday the 23rd in June. You can look and see development wise. Hasn't increased yet. Don't know if they could look at the calendar, event histories, see if CHW has had an event, or if it's based off of me sending people for development, then I have to assign a lot of people. We can look at all promotions, and so far it's only 2 people. So I wonder if I have to sign a bunch of people, or if it's the next month, then something will start. So we will simulate the next day. It's already booked, so we will start the show. So we got a video of Takeru Sugawara. He has made the upgrade from being down in the because like I mentioned, I have two brands, and so what you just saw was the white brand, and this is the red brand of the main event, like stars, so to speak. That the white brand is kind of, I wouldn't necessarily, because now the WWE, like, their three shows are actually three shows. Like, yeah, NXT is kind of, known for development, but it's also like its own show in its own right now. That, yeah, there's bits and pieces that you can see their development as they move on in their career, but I think as of right now, with it being like a year past on TV, it's kind of like there are three different brands and stuff like that. So, that the white is, they're popular in its own right, but to make it to, the next step, so to speak, that they've passed the hunch of developmental, and now it's, it's like one show, then the other one show's got, it's got the stars, but they may not be as the best caliber as the other show. So it's kind of like one step, not necessarily one step below, but overall in general, kind of within the same platform, but, one's favored than the other and stuff like that. So that's what kind of this is, going off of. We got a 75% final score. True segment score was a 97. He's upgraded. He's going to be in a new storyline too as well, and a video showing that he is coming shortly. Then we got our Javen and Jaden that have been going at it with each other. Their storyline has been officially finished, and this is kind of their last kind of bout that they will be facing each other for a while, because they've been going at it with each other ever since they've been in the promotion. One of them got the titles, and they've been, going at it. So Jaden had a boost of his gimmick, the star power added to it. The vocal crowd were in love with it. Javen Abari did the heavy lifting of the match. Stage camera quality stayed the same as the other event, and it still stays the same here. Javen didn't lose anything. Jane Cooper, he didn't gain or lose anything, and Jane Cooper lost 0.1. They had an 87% calculation with a 100% crowd reaction, 60% match quality with a 1.5 star match, and an 82% true segment score with the 60% final score. Then we got our triple trio tag team stuff that Aaron Crosco and Athlete Central just beat Alex Adams, that Aaron Crosco's storyline feud with, and they just beat Maxim Cruz, Kid Cruz, and Alex Adams. So they're kind of having their moments of we just won, we're talking, and everything else. And then Egon Mortensen and Harley Bird are cutting a promo, and then Maxim Kid Cruz are attacked by them. Egon Morrison and Harley Bird with a true segment score of a 74% with a 57% final score. Then we got Holly Chin and Anna Becker. They've been going strong. Holly Chin just got the Every Event Championship. And she's going to make her entrance with an 81%. Star power, good looks. The entrance of Holly Chin added to the segment. Then she talks about Anna Becker, so the star power, good looks. And then the star power of Anna Becker adds to it. And then Becker makes her entrance, and she cuts a promo, kind of like, yo, you may have gotten lucky, but why don't you face me tonight, overall, for the title, since she got so lucky last time. 76% with a 98% true segment score. Then we got the Tag Team Championships on the line. Aubrey and Abby successfully retain the Tag Team Championships. D'Angelo had a boost of her gimmick with the good looks. Richard had a boost of her gimmick. And then the intimidating presence of Abby Perry added to the match. Aubrey Wilbur was struggling for breath at the end. The crowd were in love with it. D'Angelo did the heavy lifting. Stage camera quality stayed the same. D'Angelo and Richards lost point 1. Aubrey and Perry gained point 2 from it. They had a 72% crowd reaction, true calculation score, 79% match quality with a 3.5 star match, a 53% final score with a 73% true segment score. Then we got the response from Alex Adams about the whole trio tag team. Alex Adams talks about Aaron because they're in a feud, so it's good looks, and then star power of Aaron Crosco adds to it for 50%. Then Alex Adams, Maxim Cruz, and Kid Cruz cut a promo on them, be like, yo, may have gotten lucky the first time he faced us, but we're gonna go for those titles again. Possibly soon. Things can happen. The good looks of Alex Adams, star power good looks of Egon, and star power of Aaron Crosco added to it. Then we got a 73% true segment score with the 56% segment score. Or final score, I should say. And we got Nixon Shepard, who is going to be swapping to the Red brand. He got a 70% score for his video, 91% true segment score, 70% final score. Then Anna Becker and Holly Chen went out with each other, and as you can see, she has successfully retained her title. So she had a boost of her gimmick, to start power of Holly Chen, intimidating presence of Holly Chen. Holly Chen was strong for breath, star power of Anna Becker. Anna Becker was strong for breath too as well. Holly Chen did the heavy lifting. The folk crowd were in love with the segments, made the reaction even better. Stage looked good, camera quality stayed the same, and then Holly Chen gained point 2, and Becker didn't lose anything. He had a 73% calculation score with the crowd reaction of 100%, 39% match quality with a negative half-star match. And then they had a true segment score of 67% with the 48% final score. Then we got the Cody Horn announcing the whole tag team championship match that's going to happen in the future. Maybe next week. Could be the week after that. But who knows? I may be also thinking of a pay-per-view that may be happening soon. And Cody Horn didn't gain anything, didn't lose anything either. Same with Morrison. Harley Bird gained point 2. Kid and Maxim gained point 2 from it. 21% score with the true segment score of a 27%. Start power of Egon and good looks of Egon added to it. Then we got Matthias Langley faced Quadus. for the title. They've been going at it with each other. Plus, Matthias has been winning constantly, so his unstable gimmick has been going off the charts. Or he's been going off the charts with his unstable gimmick. He's been beating Quadis in every match, whether it be for the title, not for the title. I'm going to start power and good looks added to it. He had a true segment score of 100, 83% final score. Then we got the women's Red All-Star Wrestling Championship match. Rain Grimes and Zoe Matthews. They've been having a feud with each other. As you can see, Rain Grimes retained her title. Star Power of Zoe Matthews, and she was strong for breath. Star Power, intimidating presence, and good looks of Rain Grimes added to the match. The local crowd were in love with it. Rain Grimes did the heavy lifting, stayed her camera quality, stayed the same throughout the whole show. So didn't lose anything, and Rain Grimes gained 0.2, 72% with the 100% crowd reaction, with the calculation of 72%. Half-star match, and a 51% match quality, 59% final score, and 68 true segment score. And it was a 63, so there is no gaining money within the challenges of the 70, 80, 90%. So we will end the show and see how many tickets we have sold. 878, with almost 10K within ticket sales on that day, which is great to see. We will simulate like we always do to the first of the next month. We'll go to the 30th. See if there's anything going on. And simulate to the next day, to July 1st. Now, like I mentioned, everyone is a written contract right now, so we are able to sell merchandise. So we'll see if we go from 7,000 to like maybe 10,000. If higher, that would be great. Then development-wise, July 1st. So in June, 50. So they must have had a match. 50.8. And he June. Yeah, they must have both had a match, or kind of going through. Oh, they didn't. It must be overall like training skill going up. So I just have to look at that first. And we'll go to finances. So like I mentioned, developmental is $1 million. So we are losing $1 million no matter what. But we got more than 10K within revenue, as in merchandise. 14K within ticket sales. So within that combined, profit of the venue renting, 700 per show, so our sponsors are 700. Developmental $1 million, 43, 5110. Within staff wages, 600 for the production. We are in negative 1 million per month now, since we do have developmental. So we'll see if there's I think we'll have to go to all promotions. And see if there's... Oh, it's just them two. Okay. So they have... So... It's every 4th Saturday. So they'll have one in July, the second it's 4th or 2nd Saturday. So they'll have one up in July, unless if I don't send enough people down. So, we'll kind of look at some people. Look for wrestlers. Honestly, we can delete that and apply filter. Alphabetical birth dates. So, Gary Underwood, he's 18 years old. He's got a star power of 7. He's considered respectful of others, but he wants for power. And this guy is thrill-seeking and selfish. He's got 75 wrestling skill, 38 start power. We will... This is a brawler. Okay, we'll begin negotiations. Do it for 5 years. Lower mid-card. Travel expenses, okay. Because he's from North America. But anyway. Thrill seeking and selfish. We'll make him a heel. And can make him arrogant, but he requires entertainment skill. Oh, he's got it. Arrogant. There it is. Alright, he's offered. He can go to development. JW we already have. Sydney. Sydney is a male. Now I was thinking it would be could be a female, but then this, it's a male. So he has 18 wrestling skill, 98 safety, which is a good thing. 66 psychology, 33 entertainment, star power of 20. This for sure would be a person we would just thrill seeking, traditional style. So you're thrill seeking. We lower mid card, 5 years. I didn't touch, well, besides travel expenses for the last person. And that probably is why I had so high. But safety, okay, so I was gonna say if the stamina was pretty high, I could say athlete, but safety is pretty good. Can make him a patriot. Fast, slow popularity loss, entertainment skill. Does not have that, so I can't. I mean, I could, but just wouldn't have the entertainment skill. Same with that one. Requires low. He's pretty high on imitation. We go supernatural. 5 years. Boom, done. Alright, Archer. I'm just gonna do one more. And then call her for the video because Kinley, okay. Selfish, anger issues, want power. Tall, perfect. 5 years. Lower mid card. Heel. Monster. It's close. But the reason why I choose a monster is because tall, light, heavyweight, build don't matter, but selfish, anger issues, respectful to others, sociable, but wants power. So like selfish, anger issues, and power, monster, and tall. So make an offer, they accept. So we have our first female. Then try and find another female. Okay, perfect. Selfish. Alright, I'm gonna make her face though. 5 years. Or make card. For fun, but also selfish. Sounds like a musical performer or evil foreigner. But also might get a comedy character. But that would have to entertainment is a 10, so we'll just call her classic wholesome face. Fine by me. And then I'll kind of show you on so we added Ansley Norton. Send to development. Child promotion. Then they're off. They're off on the roster. But they are down in development. And then same with who did we just sign? Johan Head. Send to development. Send to child promotion. Done. Kinsley. And then done. So there should be one more that we just signed. Unless if I did all 4 of them. Oh no, Sydney Dodson. Send. So then when it comes to all promotions, she said they have 4 new lower mid-card people. 2 females, 2 males. Obviously, I try to make it equal when it comes to that, but if I were to find tag teams, then 4 and 4 and stuff like that. So, overall, in general, you could apply for the job if I so choose. Start from the bottom, work my way up. Again, but I will have to add more people to the roster, I would imagine, for them to have their event, because it doesn't seem like they hire anybody, that I am just sending people. That is saying owner, All Star Wrestling, Wisconsin is the parent promotion. So, luckily, no one has left. As of, I thought maybe someone could leave and become the owner or booker, but no one has left, so that's a good thing. We don't have to change anything. Some things have been changed. Unfortunately, we could not get our 70% to gain $500,000 between the 2 shows, with a $250,000 bonus between them if we got a 70% at least. Now we're going to be losing more money per month, and hopefully our image becomes better. We could apply to have partnerships within other promotions. I just want to look at this real quick and see what's kind of Journey Witt 58%, but our highest person is Holly Chen, then Matthias Langley, Takaru up there, Quadis is up there, Ron Quante is up there, Jane Cooper, James Atkins, even though he's injured right now, he's getting us a decent amount of money. So Ryan Dominguez, stuff like that. So people are giving us revenue Overall in general, that's basically everyone within the roster. That is not in the development. So I've added everybody for merchandise. So we did get 11K in merchandise from 7K to 11, which is pretty nice. So that is rolling in nicely. Going from July of 2022 to June of 2023, we go from $36 all the way up to 11K, which is quite a bit of money, which is a good thing. So, and we are slowly decreasing as we are gaining profit as of merchandise and ticket sales combined for the revenue cost and the sponsorship. But now we are putting ourselves more in a hole with adding Cheesehead Wrestling and the camera stuff and staff wages. So overall in general, hopefully you've enjoyed this video and have a good rest of your day.